about Minerva. First, introduce what Minerva does and why do you like it and what is good about it?
I think what's interesting about Minerva is they take this concept of
Minerva school system.
Yeah, Minerva schools. So Minerva is both a they have a profit organization, for-profit organization. They have a non-profit organization or a foundation, and the foundation is the school system essentially, and then the for-profit is the commercialization of the system that they've built. But the interesting aspect of that is that they don't have facilities. You don't go to a university campus. You work within the local context of Minerva or projects and companies around the world. So the way I understand it is the first year is happening in the US, and then you go from 6 semesters in various countries around the world where you work with contextual problems. And the fascinating thing is that they built this entire school around it's still about facilitated learning. It's still about the professor or a teacher somewhere in the world sitting there and helping them with their learning process, but it's not about teaching. They learn, and the professor is more of a guidance and a coach and facilitator of the learning process. And they built a system, a digital system that allows this to happen seamlessly, which is also really fascinating because it bridges. You get the feeling that I'm part of a group of people learning. We know that we learn best when we learn together with other people. We develop our critical thinking, our reflection capabilities when we learn with others. So it's a very different solution to like an e-learning system, if you want to. It's an online school system, if you want to. And I think that's also it's a very interesting concept. The third interesting concept is that it's built on a curriculum, but the curriculum changes constantly, and it's based on availability of content in the public sector, in the public space. So instead of producing lots of expensive books, they use a lot of online material, downloading articles, watching videos, and it's quite interesting in terms of looking at how you can democratize education. If we believe, like we discussed, that you can literally learn anything if you want to. If you have access to a phone and internet, you can learn anything. And I'm a firm believer of that. You don't need a university to do that. I think what the university does, it adds the network, it adds the group sort of belonging, and it might add some frameworks to how you contextualize things.
Discipline?
Discipline is probably a way thing as well. You know, in fact, actually executing things, finishing things, I think is probably a good consequence. But the content is out there. The knowledge that we seek exists. So we really need to ask ourselves, why do people pay $15,000 to go to Singularity University for a week when they see these speakers on stage doing the same speech as you can find on YouTube? So it's clearly something else going on. But in terms of democratizing education, which I think should be the biggest effort we should make, all the content is there. And no education system has ever been built to scale. They're all built to congregate people into their facility, their nice, expensive facilities, to listen to their highly paid professors who are really researchers and don't want to do training or teaching. So it's I think there are massive opportunities with technology that we haven't tapped into at all.